So I wanted to do a unboxing video, kind of a review for this helmet. Here is my standard helmet. So this has been what I've used for the last 10 years. It is a no-name brand. I believe I got it from, I think it was Indiana Auto Gas or something to that effect. Basic on-button helmet with a 121 clarity rating. What's funny is when I bought this, it was a $50 helmet, and I guess compared to Harbor Freight, I thought it was a $1,000 helmet is probably the easiest way to describe it. In 10 years, the only problem I've really had is this. I've changed the battery. It uses a standard AAA, which is nice. I've changed that battery once. This has been a great helmet, except after that started happening, and I had a really dirty reflector. I bought this one at Lowe's, cut it down. So this has been a great helmet, but my wife asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and the answer was this Antra auto darkening helmet. I bought this on specs, I'll be the first to say. Things that were really important to me was the 11111 optical class, the 4 sensors, and the ability to do grinding. So when I looked at this, the only drawback that I really saw was the 2 CR 2032s. Those weren't my ideal battery. I would have rather had something that I had on hand, but those were what I was going to try. And so this is the AH7. The AH6 is a much more popular helmet, but I wanted something new, and so this is what I got. So let me move it to center stage. So what do we have? We have a carbon fiber looking helmet. We have our 4 sensors, 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. That part's all good. Nice big screen. It's about twice as big as my old helmet, and I believe this was $140 on Amazon. So you know, clean sides. Headgear is nice. The clicking mechanism was far better than the Cobalt one that I looked at Lowe's, and I'll get into that in a bit. The screen is nice and technologically relevant, I suppose you could say. Let's see if I can get the headgear above me a bit. Got the ability to turn on as the modes. So let me see. So right now we're in cut, grind, weld. Our shade, I do usually 11 for MIG welding. I turn the delay right down to 1, and the sensitivity usually should be a bit lower. So that is the soup and nuts part. The one other nice thing is you flick these 2 tabs and you pull the whole sensor out. So let's maybe look at the sensor. Let me turn it on. You can see it's got a bit of a green color to it. I don't think I have any bright enough light sources that will trigger it. Not today. But it's green. Not terrible. Admittedly, I haven't used this yet, and so that part will come out a little later. But I did want to talk about the general satisfaction with this helmet. So maybe I'm a bit of a royal pain when I buy things. I have a high standard, but I guess when I'm spending what seems like a lot of money, 3 times what Harbor Freight would charge, I have a little higher expectations. Why did I buy this? This helmet had some good reviews online, which was the interesting thing to me. So you have a helmet with good reviews, so, and that was definitely something I didn't expect. And when I got it, I've been pretty disappointed. The plastic is about half as thick on this one as it was on that one. It doesn't have that solid feeling to it. Feels really cheaply made. And so for a $140 helmet, you know, I'm not spending the speed glass $400 or $500 or $300-400. That's not my price band. I don't weld enough to justify that. So initially I'll say I'm disappointed with it. I bought this helmet on specs for the visual clarity, the screen size, the number of sensors, the AMSI compliance. Those are all the things. And I looked at a bunch of other helmets, and I actually almost bought the Lowe's helmet, the Cobalt brand one with the blue and something fancy striping, but they didn't have enough, what's the word I'm looking for? They didn't have the specifications readily available, so that was a huge turnoff, and I actually ended up going with this one. This was slightly more expensive, but you know, I'm going to do another piece of this video before it's over. You're going to see I've got a welding roll cage welding project today. I'm going to try to shoot some video of that, and I guess I'll give a bit of a end of day update. Some of the things that really didn't sit well with me on this was all the paperwork that I got. Pull that out of the box. It just seemed like it was a little inferior. So you get your user manual, you know, not things like the standard English that it couldn't care less about. It did come with 3 of the outside pieces and 2 of the inside glass pieces. But this kind of thing. So I guess this says a lot to me, but when Antra Helmets at the end of Facebook.com is the URL, it's not screaming quality to me. It's not screaming big company. And maybe I'm going to be surprised, but I almost have 1 foot out the door with this helmet, saying that it's not gonna make the cut. Here's the specification page. Probably helpful because I couldn't find a lot of this anywhere else. And as I said, I bought it on the optical class in the size. The reaction time was really good. The TIG rating of greater than 2 amps. That's fine. I don't think I'll ever get anything near there, especially since I don't have a TIG welder. The compliance, this was probably one of the most compliant helmets I had seen. So this is a paperwork perfect helmet, but I feel like at least initially they're missing out because the quality of the hood, the plastic, is just not ideal. Doesn't give me the feeling that I bought something really high quality. So this is the before, and I'll try and do another one later this evening where I give the after thoughts of what I think of a day of welding with this helmet. Well, I wanted to do the post part of the welding helmet review, the Antra helmet. So as you probably saw in the first part, I was not impressed with this helmet at all. I thought it was kind of shitty, really. This thing was back in its box, ready to go back. But I had some work, a roll cage project to do, and took it out, and I gotta tell you, I'm impressed. It was far better than I thought. Some buddies came over with fancy Lincoln welder helmets, a couple of speed glasses, and the reality is the specs actually worked out well. If you bought this helmet on specs with that vision of 1111, the 4 sensors, the reaction time, you actually landed up with a good helmet, which is something I didn't really expect. What I interpreted being light into was something that was cheap, and talking to everyone else, they said, no, that's pretty awesome. That's nice and light, it's strong, it's structural. So all in all, I'm actually going to keep the helmet. It laid some of the best welds I've ever seen, especially best welds I've seen. Anyone who watches Metal Tips and Tricks with Dale, he came over, he used it. He had no problems. He said it was really clear, big screen. That was the big plus. It comes with a couple other plastic pieces. This one got a bit scuffed up, but that to me just says it's getting used. And all in all, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'd give it a 5 if I was better at reviewing things, which you'll see I'm not. But the quality's there, the product's there, I'm pretty happy with it. Works as expected. Bang for the buck is right where I wanted it to be. So that's this review, and if you're interested, buy it. I mean, I'm not going to put a link. I'll put a link to it in the bottom. It's not one of those paid things. I'm not paid for this appraisal. So we'll go from there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and there's a few others, and I will probably do a few similar videos in the near future. Thanks. Have a good day.